This week in Grace's Girls Club, a very special, very accomplished guest joining us. I have Ruchi from TVA. Ruchi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about you, your name, your title, and your company.
My name is Ruchi Singhal, and I am a senior program manager at TVA in the Energy Right Business and Industry team.
Now that is a pretty unique job, and TVA is one of those organizations that we all know the name, but we don't know much about the inner workings. Tell me a little bit about your job and its day-to-day.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either till I joined. We cover a large area in this country, not just Tennessee, even though Tennessee is in our name. We cover a good bit of Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, little parts of Georgia and North Carolina as well. And one of the things that we're always offering our stakeholders are opportunities to save energy, which sounds completely contradicting to making power. Why would you want to help people save power? But as good stewards of the environment, TVA is always looking for ways to do things in a more clean way, help people be more sustainable. And for our economic development goals, we really hope that companies are staying efficient and can afford to do all the great work they do in our valley without having to pay very high utility bills. So we're always working with them on efficiency goals, and efficiency is kind of my background, so it was a great fit to join TVA.
It sounds like it, and you're right, that is sort of counterintuitive, but it sounds like you guys are chasing what's really important, not just the financial benefit.
That's right. Yeah, I mean it's really important for companies to stay viable by not wasting energy and by not harming the environment. And nowadays, almost all companies have some sustainability goals and have some metrics that they want to reach on showing their stakeholders and their customers that they're really caring about the environment and looking for ways to be more efficient. So it's a great partnership that we have. We also work really close with all of the local power companies. They are our official customers. So we work very closely with Huntsville Utilities, Decatur Utilities, and all of the utilities in the valley to really partner up and help our business and industry partners.
Absolutely. What a nice little symbiotic relationship you have going there.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
of the letters in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, which letter or which sequence of letters would you say most applies to your job?
Oh gosh, probably all of them. Technology is a big deal because as we're looking at business and industry, we're learning about what their processes are, figuring out what technologies are old and maybe not very efficient, and offering up strategies and new technologies that are definitely more efficient and that they could take advantage of. I'm an engineer by nature, by degree. I went to Georgia Tech and NC State and got my chemical engineering degrees, bachelor's and master's. So I definitely have that engineering problem solving background. And then, of course, math is just something I love.
I am right there with you. People ask me all the time, why did you choose meteorology? And I say, oh, physics and calculus, specifically though, differential equations. And they just stare at me and say, on purpose?
That's wonderful. I'm glad to know we're fellow scientists.
Well, it's just a testament to, in your field as well, how math can be absolutely so useful. So talk to me a little bit more about your degree, your degrees that you have. If I was a young girl or a young student and I thought, this sounds like something I could do too, what path would you tell me to take educationally?
Well, definitely start in high school, start taking some of those science and maths, and start taking some of the advanced and AP level science and math classes. It really gets you ready and prepared for the college level, which is not different from high school. It's just a lot faster. And so you want to have that really good baseline from high school so that when you get to college, you'll be ready for all of the science classes that you need. I recommend women and girls to look into engineering. I feel like engineering opens a lot of doorways to a lot of careers. When I first went to Georgia Tech, I knew I wanted to do something to help the environment, but I didn't know which engineering was the best fit. And my family gave me the advice that go with chemical engineering, you'll have a lot of options. And they were right. I had a lot of internships in a variety of markets. I worked in the food industry once, I worked in textiles, and eventually I got my landing in environmental and air quality work. And I've just been growing my career from there, and now specializing really in energy over the last 20 years, especially energy efficiency. So that's kind of where I found my passion and found my love. But it just, starting from high school, taking those math classes seriously and asking for help whenever you need it. Nobody is born knowing all of these topics. You have to struggle and try and ask for help, but eventually it does start clicking.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that you said that. So I kind of want to play off of something you just said. You said your passion and your love is in energy efficiency. Why exactly
Yeah.
are you passionate about that? What is it that drew you into that field?
I think it's my personality. I really, as much as I love renewable energy and thinking about new ways that energy can be created, I'm the type of person that really hates wasting.
Mm,
And I think a lot of times the way our houses are built, the way buildings are built, we can be wasting a lot of energy just to stay comfortable. And I don't think we need to sacrifice being comfortable. But I do think there are ways to being less wasteful and more efficient and still being comfortable. And I think the more we can figure that out, the more we'll see really significant reduction in how much power we waste. And when you don't waste power, you're inevitably helping the environment. So I think I love seeing those realizations on people's faces and businesses' faces and homeowners' faces where they know that they can save and make an impact on the environment and still be comfortable, still do the things they need to do. I just find that to be really rewarding work.
absolutely. And I completely agree with you. So often you'll get one side or the other. Here's how you save the environment, or here's how you remain comfortable. But bridging the gap between the two of those is by far the most realistic approach.
Yes, yeah, and it's possible. And we're seeing it in many other countries. They're seeing some really great results with implementing energy efficient strategies. And there's no reason why we can't do it here in the Tennessee Valley.
I completely agree. So you might feel like you just answered this question. If you do, let me know. But what is the best part of your job?
Oh gosh. The best part of my job is really meeting with the stakeholders, getting outside of the office or the home office and really explaining, well, first listening to what are some of their pain points when it comes to energy. Are they upset about high bills, or do they feel like their processes are too slow and rugged, and so really talking through what some of their pain points are and then strategizing, problem solving with them about ways to save energy. Those are some of my favorite days. And then, at TVA, we have incentives to offer people who, if you're going to save energy in your business and industry, we actually have ways to give you money for that. And that just makes everybody excited when the stakeholder can hear about how to save. I mean, like, it's a win-win, really. Hopefully your utility bills go down and you'll get to get an incentive. So that's just the best part.
It absolutely is. If someone offered me money, I would not call that a bad part for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if that was the best part of your job, what's one of the more challenging parts of your job?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, ever since COVID, we've all become remote, and that's been one of my biggest challenges in this job.
Mm.
Even though we have really great systems of talking and meeting with everybody online and with Teams, it's just I miss a little bit of that camaraderie in an office. So I'm trying to figure out ways to bring a balanced approach of being at home, but also going into the office and meeting with people and arranging for meetings. Tomorrow I have a meeting in Nashville, so I'm on the road a lot and really taking advantage of any time I can meet face to face with people.
Absolutely. I totally get that. As a people person myself, I completely get it. And it's so funny. This is completely not important to the interview, but we're just sitting here talking and I'm thinking about trying to remember different sound bites I want to shave into that smaller portion of the interview we talked about.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, this is going to be so easy for me. She just says everything so clearly. And then I'm going, of course, she works in efficiency. Of course, she speaks efficiently.
Oh, that's so funny. I never thought about that. I'm going to keep that and put that on my resume or something. On my
Well, you should. I could tell even from a distance that you're great at your job because just as a communicator, you're very efficient and just great. You're awesome.
Thanks. I realize people don't have a lot of time, so I better get to it, right?
Well, I do have one more question for you before you
Yep.
go off saving the planet and saving money and keeping everyone comfortable like the fairy godmother that you are. But the last question, if you had a message to young girls or young students in general who wanted to join the STEM workforce themselves one day, what would your message to them be?
Don't give up. It's not easy, and you'll see a lot of guys and you'll see a lot of boys, and they'll make it seem like it's really easy. But it's not. It's just that you may think about it in a little bit different way than they do, and that's perfectly fine, and that's wonderful. I would say gather up a few other girls also interested in STEM and really lift each other up, work together. That's how I got through Georgia Tech. I had three other girlfriends, all in chemical engineering. We studied together, we ate together, we lived together, and it really made it possible for me to know that I could do what I wanted to do and really get that difficult degree. So I would say find some people just like you, stick together, help each other out, and by God, you will make it to the end and really get that degree.
Oh my goodness, I just love it. That is great advice. And for everyone watching,
Yeah.
that is such practical advice. You will laugh at this, Ruchi, but I remember in college, my two best friends and I, similar thing, we lived together. We lived in a 3-bedroom apartment, and we used to call ourselves the 2 a.m.ers because we were all in STEM careers, all engineer and math minded. And we
Yeah.
always used to stay up every night until 2 a.m. studying because often in STEM majors, that's what it takes. And so we would sit
Yes.
there at, 9 o'clock at night. I just want to go to bed tonight. I can't do it. And the other two would say, no, you don't. You have a test tomorrow. You sit at this kitchen counter and you study till you know it.
That sounds so similar. I was the one who's always like, I just want to go to bed. Like, no, you don't know it yet. Come back. You got to keep learning. And
Exactly.
we would go to those little study lounges on the end of the hall, and they would have a
Yeah.
whiteboard, and we would rewrite everything on the whiteboard and do problems. And
Oh,
the guy
yes.
friends in our group, they thought we were crazy. They were like, these chemie girls are like at another level. But that's what made us feel comfortable. We had to study at that level to really,
You sure do. You absolutely do.
yeah.
And you know what? One of the girls, she's Chemi, and I used to sit there all the time. And every time I would feel bad about what I had to do, I would just go look at her homework and be like, I'm okay. I'm doing well. I'm doing better than her. She's got it tough. Y'all Chemi majors, you work hard.
Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. I don't know what I was thinking, but luckily that's behind me.
Oh my goodness. Well, now that we've raised our heart rates a little bit with some of that
I know.
PTSD, I'm going to let you go. But Ruchi, welcome officially. Where did that word go? Welcome officially to Grace's Girls Club. Man, we are so glad that you're
Thanks.
here.
Oh, great. And if I can help you with anything else, just let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great day today and be safe traveling tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks.